Hey friends. Oop. Hey friends, just jumping in just to let you know that this is an excerpt from our open sauce pizza party. Have you heard of that? You should definitely check it out. Open sauce pizza party is a monthly conversation with someone from the industry, someone in the open source world. And I do this on my other channel, which is called Open Sauce. So go over there and check out the full conversation of me and Daniel talking about OneGraph. I wanted to take an excerpt from that conversation, which was us focusing on the Spotify API and making the Twitch chat start and stop songs. And this was something spur of the moment. It was actually something I didn't plan. Actually, we both didn't plan. We were both focusing on doing the GitHub GraphQL API and showing off how I made bdougie.live. If you're interested in learning how to do this yourself, I've put a couple links below. So I didn't write any of this code in the conversation. We don't talk about that because I sort of cut before we got to the point where we talked about the link. But that link will have all the code you see me scrolling through. And that will just allow you to authenticate with Spotify, start and stop songs, as well as some other cool things. But I do want to mention that the chat bot is something that if you followed me for a while, you know it's the Beybot. Beybot's my chat integration for Twitch. I'm also going to link a blog post of that below as well if you're interested in building your own Twitch chatbot. I plan on making a video on that in the future. Tutorial videos have been kind of challenging. They take a lot of work, and I haven't really figured out the secret sauce of making those work either on the channel or just in general. So I'm still practicing on that, and I will hopefully have that out soon. But show up to my Twitch chats, subscribe and follow me on Twitch if you want to see conversations like this live in the future. But without further ado, here's Daniel. OneGraph, you want to explain OneGraph again and how we're getting data from GitHub onto OneGraph and how this sort of code exporter working is sort of popped up? Because I'm pretty sure if you haven't done this before, I'm pretty sure you're just like, I have no idea what they're clicking. Just clicking a bunch of buttons and stuff is showing up.
Yeah, well, so it's kind of a demonstration of, so OneGraph is one GraphQL endpoint for all of your different APIs. It brings them all together into one consistent interface that you can use. And because it's all consistent and everything uses the same patterns, it's really easy for us to build really advanced tooling, like this thing that takes any GraphQL query and it converts it into a full React app. So the code exporter is a way for someone who is just getting started with GraphQL. Like, you can probably figure out the graphical explorer and you can get your avatar URL.
Yeah.
But once you've done that, it's like a big leap to go and build a full app. And so we have this kind of ramp that lets you, just click a few buttons, select the framework you want to use, select the language, and then from there, you've got an example app, and you can kind of see how all the pieces fit together. And you just have to, you don't have to figure out like what dependencies do I need, how does the query fit in, how do I make the components run the query? Like, that's all done for you. And you can just like replace the parts that you need for your specific application, using the best practices so that you're set up for success in the future.
So real quick before we move on too as well, because I think I don't want to miss this as well. Like, you started this in 2018. GraphQL has been around since 2017 in alpha.
Yeah, well, Sean was talking about this to me. I just looked this up in like 2015. He had this idea. And he was explaining GraphQL to me, and I was like, well, how do you, it looks like you can only fetch data. How do you make mutations? How do you like write data? He was like, oh, no, they got that all figured out.
Yeah.
So it's been around in Facebook maybe since 2011. And then I think they started to be public a few years after that. And it's just been slowly gaining ground. And, with GitHub adding it to their API, I think that was a big inflection point.
GraphQL itself, like, a lot of people aren't familiar. It's sort of on the onboarding path and getting into GraphQL. Sometimes you hear the spec and people can talk about it as a thing, but a lot of people don't know what to do with it. And I think what's cool about this is that you do have OneGraph, literally. It's the name of the app as well. It is OneGraph. But we have only been talking about GitHub, but if I scroll down, you could also see there are Spotify usage of this app as well. So we basically have this scaffold that Sean dropped in the chat, and then we exported that using the exporter that we talked that was an open source project here. So I think at this point my GitHub query is connected.
Yeah, so you can run that query, and then you can modify it in the in the code sandbox. You can export it as a zip, and like that's the start of your new project.
Excellent. And sorry, am I where do I find? Oh, here we go. I'm just looking for the. So if I just wanted to add a bio.
Nice, it worked.
Sorry, I have to text my my significant other that my daughter is banging on the door. So we I reran the query. I got the bio as I guess as my daughter was actually screaming. I was typing in the bio, hit run. I'm curious about this connecting Spotify.
Well, you
Actually,
can
no, this is not
control,
Spotify.
if you have Spotify, I think you might need Spotify Premium. You can control your Spotify player. So if your Spotify is connected, I think if you have it if you have it open somewhere.
Yeah, actually, I've got it open and connected to my to the stream. So
if you put the resume mutation, it might start playing. I'm not sure. So it gives you back your player status.
yeah, so you can actually see it. Yeah, so you can see the song that's playing right here is Vertigo. Actually, the Switch songs. Yep. So yeah, that is the song. Actually, that was a perfect example.
Oh, beautiful.
And then if I went back to hit the pause, I can get the music to stop.
It should stop, yeah.
I just did.
And you can go to the next track. It's got a, just built like a full-fledged Spotify controller.
Excellent. This is amazing. Looks like we have a raid 2 coming through as well. Free real estate. Oh, thanks everybody. I don't know what that means. But let me pause the music. Thanks for the follow. What's in my OPSEC? Were you guys doing some security stuff and are you gonna pen test my stream? All right, just pause the music using GraphQL.
So we wanted to give people a way to try this thing out without having to do anything. And that way if you want to make your own, there's a little bit more of an involved process. You've got to click some buttons and copy and paste some tokens.
Yeah, Sean's making mention of the persisted queries and showing that off. Make a persisted query that can pause the Spotify player.
Yeah, you could do that, and then people could go pause your player if they wanted.
Oh,
you can delete it.
Yeah, let's try that.
So you might want to make a new app.
Yes, you'll have to help me on the.
There's a button at the bottom, create new app.
Oh, there it is. Oh, it blends in so well.
And now, oh yeah, maybe that's a bad idea. I thought it was great. Well, none of this is great design, but I thought.
I think another color would help.
Yeah, that's true. We have a little pencil next to the app name now. So this is I saw you run into this where you're like, oh, what was the app called? And it was first app.
Yes. I do actually forget what I call things, especially when I'm live on stream.
Now you can give it a good name. You can go rename your old one. So it's really nice to watch people use OneGraph on a stream.
Yeah.
Because then we can see what terrible things we're doing in our UI.
Yeah, because for a while you and Sean were frequenting my stream on a regular basis when I was really on this sort of ship features to open source, which I promise I will be back on shipping features, folks, to open source. I've got a whole list, just taking some brain breaks. But I get, yeah, what I was getting at is I had a lot of help from you in finding things and trying to figure out things in the dashboard.
Yeah.
So
well, it's a testament to our design skills that you needed that much help.
Excellent. And so I don't even have I don't know if I even have Spotify connected. So I guess you want to walk me through that?
Yeah. So what we're going to do, I'll just at a high level describe what we're going to do. We're going to take that pause player query from earlier, and we're going to turn it into a persisted query so that anyone can call it. And we're going to attach your Spotify auth to it so that people can do one specific thing with your Spotify auth, and that's pause your player.
Got it.
So the first thing we'll do is just create a token that encapsulates your Spotify auth, and that's in the. So this is where you can use a token, but we'll have to go into another part of the dashboard to create the token. So there's this server side in the auth, and then you can create a token from there that allows you to add any service that we support. And that it'll give you a new OneGraph token, and you can use that OneGraph token to send queries to OneGraph and use that auth. So it's great for like backend services that didn't need to make requests.
Yeah, I'm just taking a look at, since the last time I looked at this list, it looks like it's kind of grown. And mind you, I probably haven't looked at this list since like earlier this year. But it's nice to see. I know Stripe was in there, but Trello, and actually, you need a budget.
We had someone come in asking for you need a budget, so.
Excellent. Yeah, I think I downloaded the app like such a long time ago, and well, I'm not using it anymore. All right. So I created the persisted token. Thank you very much for obfuscating the actual key itself.
Yeah, or else people will make all kinds of crazy Spotify requests.
Yes, which please don't do that.
So
I'm already getting my wife playing random toddler music. So
if we go back to the persisted queries,
the token's created, so that way when I go to the drop down.
Yep. Yeah, and then Sean gave you a link in the chat that'll give you a query.
Oh, okay. So, all right, that's pair programming right there. All right. And
now you could add a TTL so that if people hit it a whole bunch, it would only run once every so many milliseconds. That's what we use on one blog because your rate limit is very generous, but it's not generous enough to have 1 million people come to your blog. So it'll only run the request once every 5 minutes.
Got it.
You probably don't need that. And then you can set what variables people can set. This query has no variables, so there's no need to set that. And then you can set some variables that the user won't be able to see, but that you can set at the time you save it.
Yep.
Just to make things a little more dry. But we don't have any use case for that. So then once you create it, it'll give you a little curl. And then if someone copies that in the chat, they can pause your player, or you could do it from.
Okay, so I'm going to play some music and we'll. It's kind of very soft music. All right, here we go. First one to pause the music. Tell me if it's working. You'll have to open up your terminal and drop a curl. Or I guess you could do it in Postman if you wanted. Actually, where else would you go to? Oops, someone pause the music. So this would actually be a lot of fun on stream. It'd be a nice little interaction because you can actually connect the. I don't actually have to share my curl command. I can actually throw it into Beybot. Let me see. Oh, Jason Web Dev did it. Thank you very much for playing the game. Your prize is in the mail. Let me see. If I did so this is like, the Beybot is a thing I keep clicking on as the example for the thing I made for a Twitch bot. It's what powers our Yos, which everybody's been kind of quiet today with the Yos. Maybe no one knows about the Yos. But there we go. There's our Yo. But
very nice.
I could technically just add this as a Beybot command.
Yeah, you could set a variable so that people could specify a certain track.
Oh, yes. I don't know. Yeah, maybe I'll just do this now. Might as well do it live.
I mean, the one trouble is they're gonna have to look through the API to find the track ID.
Yeah, Well, I guess I want to do the track just to pause the music.
Oh, okay.
Which I might regret this later because I'll forget this is here, and then someone will remind me and by pausing the music.
Yeah, you're gonna get paused when you're like on vacation.
Yeah, but
Some scraper is gonna find it and just like hit it for.
Which I'm curious. Anybody knows how to run a curl command in Node? There's probably a tool you can do that because I can't just run. Oh, you know what? I can just do. Actually, I don't have any. This is statically rendered. I can do a fetch instead. Convert curl to fetch. Yes. So it just needs.
Yeah, we really ought to have a fetch example there. But it's just you have node fetch or.
You know, honestly, this is not going to work because I'm not running Node. This will be in the browser. But this is the start of something I could build eventually. It's just I know how limited this project is because I would have to also probably want to test this locally. But anyway, hypothetically, I won't actually commit this live on stream, so everybody will have to just think in your head. But imagine if I had a music command. So instead of yo, I would do music command, and I think this is probably something that I would do. And fetch something like this.
Yeah, if you just make that body. Oh yeah, you gotta put it
there. Oh yeah. Sorry, I'm thinking how to write code. So something like this, which I'm pretty sure there's some errors there.
If you do method post, it should work.
Method post as another.
Yeah, as a second param. You probably also want to do like some headers, but it might work without it. Like content type header, but and then a quote after in front of the HTTPS.
Yeah, not sure what happened. Oh, yeah, it might go without headers. I'm gonna guess that. So the way I have this app running, this is probably a better use case for Slaybot, but Slaybot's not connected right now. This is just an index.html. And I'm actually passing in directly the libraries I need. The old-fashioned way. Try that fetch in your browser. That should do it. Well, that worked. So that blindly copying and pasting code, it did work. So we do know that works. So, but yeah, and you're basically saying because I have this hosted on GitHub pages that it's gonna.
It'll work if it's on your own domain. It's just you can't do it from github.com.
No.
Inside the console. But if you go, yeah, if you deploy that to your Beybot, whatever domain that is, you'll have to add it to your course origin.
Actually, that's open source. github.io/Beybot. So what you're saying is
you go to the home and then, yeah.
Add it here so that it works. So yeah, let's see if this works. I was actually surprised that fetch command worked in the console first try, but I did get your help, so had a second pair of eyes. But I'm gonna go ahead and find Beybot because it's been deployed. It should only take a couple seconds with GitHub Pages. That sounds like a plug, but it's not a plug. I just had to refresh the cache in OBS.
Your whole consciousness is now ready to quit.
Yeah. Yes. Friday. Well, yeah. It seems like my soul is being taken away by the one sunspot that's coming in. Yeah. So I'm streaming at a whole new time, and I'm not used to actually having the sun mess with me the entire time on stream. So you can tell, first time on the new stream, but yeah. folks who are just coming in from the raid, we were working through some GraphQL stuff. We did some examples. We talked about persisted queries just now, and we created a persisted query to stop my music on the face. You know what? Actually, I'm gonna close this window real quick. Let's go ahead and play that music again real quick. While I go close this window.
We'll see if someone pauses it while you're gone.
So I wonder if did you just stop the music or somebody else stop the music? Because Sean just ran the music command. If that worked, I don't think it worked. I think someone else ran it. Ran the curl command. Someone else, yeah, because I don't think the command's gonna work. But anyway, for folks who just came in, we have a command to basically stop the music. Please don't stop the music. Let's see. Music. All right, so instead of saying, so that's actually pretty cool. So we converted our curl command. So listeners at home, if you're interested, we created a persistent query that connects to Spotify. I've never messed with the Spotify API ever. That wasn't an example for OneGraph, I guess, that caveat. But I just had to, off the whim, as we were talking about this, I wanted to connect Spotify to my chat. And we created a persistent query. I created a chat command that says music, and that pauses the music, which we haven't done yet. Oh, actually, we did right here. But the one thing I want to do right now is go ahead and change that. Thank you for stopping that music, Sean. I want to change the actual, not the command, but the message. Actually, you know what would be fun? Since we're here and we've got such a vibrant crowd, I'm going to open up a code space and we'll share this. We'll share the love together.
This seems like it could be really handy for streams.
Yes. So I'm going to open a very simple code space that will have live share. And we're going to change the message for chat. I assume it's please don't stop the music. All right. Let's go back into OneGraph. We're going to persist the one-off query. Am I in the right? Yeah, eager duck is the right one. Put this to Spotify. And for DMCA takedown reasons, I'm probably not going to let it play longer than a few seconds. But we'll do this. All right, so create the persistent query because I think that's all that we are doing. Excellent. Is there anybody in here with me? Looks like someone's saving. There we go. Now, this is the beauty of live streaming on Twitch is that you don't actually have to write any code. You can just talk and hang out, and then, and then you'll get Sean jumping around in there.
Okay. Hey, it worked.
It did work. Okay. I can only play that much. I don't want to be flagged. But yeah,
Has that
was
happened to you before?
No, it's never happened before. So I've got like at least 3 strikes.
Oh, okay.
But the beauty of that is that as that song keeps playing, I'm just gonna keep it down muted. I think I have this song. Nope, it didn't change. Oh, you just stopped it. Okay, it should stop. Oh, excellent. So Sean, wait, where did you put that 2.5 seconds? Oh, there it is. Beautiful. This should be like the DMCA bot. Thanks to the cache. And let me play a different song. So what I'm noticing is if you run the music command, it's okay. Now it's working. All right.
Did it pause on its own?
Yeah, so it does pause it. So
Nice.
What's happening is, so that's what's confusing because it's only 2.5 seconds. So by the time I even look over, it's already paused. So I think that's what I was messing with my head. It also is fast enough that the song command that I have hidden back here, or sorry, the song overlay, it is, yes, stop the music. Excellent. Yeah, we did that on stream. But yeah, that was pretty cool. That was I wasn't expecting to actually do this live on the stream, but I had the idea, and then Sean did a great job of copy and pasting code for us.
Yeah, it's cool that he could write the code. I think that's going to be a big game changer for Twitch streaming.
Yeah, it is. And yeah, normally probably not the best idea to drop a live share link directly, but we only had like 20 odd folks in the chat. So like I assumed good intent. Um, so that
So does
way,
that someone complete like control over the terminals too?
actually, Sean, are you able to commit? Can you open up? I think with live share you don't get a chance to commit directly um, in the code. I think you only get access to just the tabs in the windows.
Oh, you get permission.
Okay, yes. So yeah, that I guess that answers your question. So I can give Sean terminal and rewrite permission, so yeah, not without. But I'm curious, can you make a change and then git add and commit? I wonder if the and feel free to push too as well. I wonder it probably won't work because you're not a collaborator. I don't think you're a collaborator on this repo. But report back. Let me know. You're doing my job for me. I'm beta testing at the moment. Um, honestly, I haven't really outside of Twitch. I haven't really leveraged Codespaces because I still use Vim day to day. It's just if I need to get something done, it's just still muscle memory. But when it comes to be able to share and show, have that sort of same space, talking about like GraphQL, have that same space where everybody knows like where things are and knows how the plugins work.
Mm-hmm.
Codespaces, I mean not Codespaces, VS Code is where it's at. It seems like those most new beginners are. That's just the place that they start with.
So
We we're doing a lot of work to update the docs, and also by the way, CERN and Sim to ran and Earn develops. Thanks for the follows too as well. We're just talking about OneGraph, sort of rounding up the conversation. We built an integration to stop my music on stream, which is pretty cool. I'll probably have to backtrack on that and comment that out because I don't know if I want I want Rihanna to play every single time I have someone join the chat.
yeah, you might want to delete those queries at some point too.
Yeah.
If you want to use your Spotify for anything else.
Yeah, I could imagine the my kids listening to like little baby bum and and then Rihanna come up.